Hi, this is Allie from Allie Cats Crafts. I'm here to bring you another video on the Country House Florals August 2025 kit. This kit is an interesting kit this month. I've heard other people speak of it lacking, and I agree. You get twine, you don't get any extras, and so I'm struggling to figure out what to do to make a bunch of extra things, but I've come up with some ideas, no worries. So the one I'm going to do 2 cards today. I'm going to bring in this piece of the thing. I'm going to bring in some wood grain paper and a white cardstock. White cardstock is, the base is 8.5 by 11.5, scored at 4 1/4 and folded. The layer 1 is this one, which is the fence, is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. And then the piece right here. I'll also be using twine, and that's it. Yeah, that's it. So, forget that tag part. So what I'm going to do is I cut this out and it looked like this. When I put it on here, I did not like that. So I messed around and I decided I would take and rip off these little corners here. I'm gonna make it look a little rough. So if you rip it off, and I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to rough up the edges to give it some, so it's not so straight. And I'm digging into it quite a bit on purpose. See how this one looks rough around the edges? So I'm kind of trying to mimic that by doing this. Oh, and I ripped it, and that's okay, because guess what? You want it to kind of look like that. It's going to be hidden behind there. And it's okay that you do that. You just want to get it all roughed up really nice, okay? So it looks all rough. So that's the look I'm going for. It's kind of getting roughed up here, like it's been through the ringer or something. See how it's looking all rough right there? That's what you want. That's what I want. That's the look I'm looking for. I'm going around the edges so they're not so they don't look like they're totally ripped. They look like they're a part of it. So I'm kind of bringing it around and just roughing up these edges, using my scissors. They have other tools that you can use, but I can't find them in my craft room right now. And I used to do this a lot on my cards. Just kind of go along and do this, and you're making it look kind of tattered and worn. That's the look I'm looking for. And it's going to look really neat when it's done. You'll see. So you're just going to take it and just go like this. And like I said, it's okay if you rip it a little bit, because you're wanting that look. You don't want it to look straight. That's what I'm trying to get rid of, that straight look. So I'm going to keep working at it. Just keep getting it all rustic. Now see how it's starting to look like that? Watch what happens. See how that looks? That's what I'm going for. So that's what I'm working on. Okay, so I'm going to keep going around this edge, because this one's it's not quite as good as the other one, I don't think. Getting it all looking tattered and old looking. That's the point of this. Just getting it all old and tattered looking. Just keep going till you get what you want. And I think I have what I want. Lots of fuzzies everywhere though. So now, see how it looks like this, nice and tattered on there? Gives it a tattered look. So now I'm going to glue it down, but I'm not going to go all the way to the edge, okay? So I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to glue about like right here, because I want it to be lifted up a tiny bit. See how I'm doing that? Oh, I got a little too close. Okay. I'm going to put it down on my paper. Get it as even as I can. And it's okay if it's off, because it's old and tattered right now. It doesn't matter. So once you get that glued on there, you're going to press it down real good, and you're just going to kind of mess with these edges. Bring them up a little. Get them all so they're lifted up a little bit, off the paper a little bit. That's the look we're going for. I do a lot of this kind of stuff in my junk journaling. It looks really neat. Antique-ish and just different. And that's what I'm going for. So see, this is what it looks like now. See how it looks? So then I'm going to take and get my dimensionals, I'm going to put dimensionals on this piece. My dimensionals, they are in my drawer here. Which, here we go. I found some. I know I have more because Lori bought some more, but I put them in my bag to take to the senior center for my seniors to use. And occasionally I do too, but I just don't have them with me right now because they're still in the bag from when I did card class on Tuesday. So I need to cut these apart now. Whoa, it's attacking me now. Watch out for those dimensionals, they'll get you. So I'll put one right down the middle. I'll take off the backings, put that up there so I can use it for the next card. Take off all my backings. That one's off. Okay, one more. Place it on my card. See how nice how neat that looks? It's a little different, huh? I was able to bring that window out a little bit better. So now I'm going to make a big bow with my twine. Not too big, but I want it big enough to where it'll show up. Okay. Trim my edges. I'm going to stick it right there. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue. Because it's such a small one, a dot would be all over. It wouldn't work that well. So I'll use glue. Whoops. Stick it down there for a second. Okay. Now, I'm going to put some cute little embellishments on here. So I thought I'd put one right there. And here, maybe one right there. Oh, I need my taker pick tool. I almost forgot. I'm so used to not using them, now I'm trying to get back into using it. Makes life easier. Should be dry enough to, yep, it's sticking, good. I always worry about if it's gonna stick because sometimes I don't let it sit long enough. So I'll put 3 of these little sparklies on here. I like that. The next thing I want to do is I want to bring in my Winkastella, which is this one right here, and I'm going to Winkastella some flowers up. Just because I think they would look really cute. And this one is running out. Oh, there it is, it's working now. Let's go back, I'm going to do all my little flowers, Winkastella them. Top of that one. That one looks good. Okay. Oh, I like this card. So much better than what they wanted us to do. So there we go. See the Winkastella? I don't know if you can. You can see the little sparklies. So there's the first card for now. We'll come back and do the inside and everything else in a minute. The second card, we're going to use the purse. The measurements on this one, I hope you got a picture of that. Go ahead and take a quick picture. I'll have all the instructions down in the bottom too. So if you want to get this picture, you can, or you can wait. So I'll hold this up for a second. Now we're moving on to card 2. And here's the instructions for that if you want to get a picture of that too. Okay. And we'll start working on it as soon as I get a drink of water. I am so sorry. You're going to need a card base that's white, 8.5 by 11, folded, 11.5 folded in half, scored at 4 1/4 and folded. The next thing you'll need is a piece of orange paper, and I don't think this is Stampin' Up. So that's why I don't think I had, it would be Calypso Coral or something like that if it was, but I don't know because I just kind of took it out of my scrap bin. That one will be 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So let's go ahead and glue that one down. So So that's the first layer. I'm going to pull back a tiny bit. Well, this glue's going to give me a hard time. Nope, it's going okay. This is my new bottle. Thank you, Lori. I'm using it. I needed it bad. So I finished off my other little one. I filled it up a little, put some in there, and then I left the rest in there and put my top on this. Okay, so I'm gonna put that in there. It's a very narrow edge. Then I'm going to get my crumb cake, which, by the way, thank you, Lori, those little card pieces that you sent me. I'm going to using all that now, which is nice. It's crumb cake. And this piece, I'm going to glue that one down, is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Now I know those 1/8, those eighths things are a pain on the bottom, but I wanted just a narrow edge. I did not want a big 1/4 of an inch for this card, because I wanted to have color, a lot of color. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my Secret C ink, and where is it at? Let me see. I'm going to take and stamp these little flowers from the kit here. Move this out of the way. From out of, it came with it, those flowers right there, okay? So, and I wanted to do it in Secret C, so I need a piece of scratch paper. And I know I have one over here. Here's one. And the idea behind this, I haven't even tested this one, to tell you the truth. I want to do 3rd generation. So I just want to have a background. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, and 3. And you know what? I know why it's not coming out good. Lori told me I need to do this, and I constantly forget. I'm so used to not having it. There we go. Let me make sure I'm in the camera. Yep, I sure am, right there. Okay, let's try this again. And you know what? I'm not liking this color, Secret C. It's not what I wanted. Let me try another color. I think I'm gonna try, I wanna do something light. I think I'm gonna do the Daffodil Delight. Let me clean off my stamp first. I just want to do a cute little background. And I was thinking flowers would be really cute, so I'm going to clean off my stamp. I don't want any of that Secret C into my Daffodil Delight. Because, let me see what it looks like. Obviously, this is my test side. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so now, wait, hold on. I could probably cover it up. Let me see where I'm going to put my purse. No. Let me cut another piece of paper really quick. I might have one already cut. Hold on 1 second, because I've cut a lot of it. I'm looking, hold on. Aha, I found one. Okay, let's try this again. So what I wanted to do, and I should have tested it, 2, 3, yeah, just a light flower. Just so it's not so plain. So I'm just going around, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Probably won't notice it, but it just looks nice. It'll be a nice little contrast. I'll show you when I'm all done, up nice and close. Okay. So see, just a little bit of flowers. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mount it on top of the crumb cake. And it's going to be a very light edge. Okay, just like that. I'm going to close this ink up. And I'll clean my stamp. Got to wipe it off first on the paper. I'll clean it so it's all fresh and ready to go. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to put my bag on there. And I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it right here. I want to pop it up. So let's grab those dimensionals out and use up the rest of this one. Put one right there. One right there. And one right there. And one in the middle. Okay. So I want to put the purse kind of like this. And then I'm going to put this handle on, but I'm going to do something kind of different. I gotta get a really skinny piece here. I want to pop up part of it, not the whole thing. Like that. So the handle will be kind of up, the rest will be down. Does that make sense? So I'm going to put some glue right there on the ends. So now the handle's kind of up. Then I'm going to grab my twine, put it back there, and I'm going to make a little bow. I could have done this before, but I decided I want to do it afterwards. So I put a little bow there on my handle, trim the string off, get all my little strings go in the right direction. There we go. Okay, so the next step, now I have all these cute little flowers. I'm going to pile them in this basket so they're hanging out. So I'm going to, you know what, I better look at it first. Because if I don't, I'm going to have that one kind of hanging out like that. So that will need a dimensional. Put this one over here in the background. And this one will be down flat. Kind of like that, kind of hanging off a little. Well, maybe, you know what? Maybe put that one kind of like that, and then this one behind. I just want a whole bunch of flowers in there. That's what I was trying to go for. So let's start with this. Let's do this. Put my first ones in, then I can decide. It's always the hardest things to figure out right where to put these flowers, where to stick them. So put that one so it's just on the outside of the purse a little bit. This one I want to go in there, maybe hanging out there, right there. And we'll put a little bit of a dimensional. So it's kind of popped up, but not too much. So I'll put it right here. Put some glue on the edge here. So go up under this other flower a little bit. So it's a basket, you know, like a purse full of flowers. Like she's going somewhere to see a friend, see a dear friend. Drop my glue thing on top of my flower stuff up here. Flowers are coming out and looking really cute. I'm liking it. So I think I'll put this one right there. And this one needs a little bit of a dimensional. Kind of like this. Stick it over there. Then I want to take and put a flower right over here. And then, where's my other little flower? Thought I had another yellow one. Guess I don't. Okay, that's all right. I'll cut this one apart. And I'll put an orange one down here in the corner. Right down here. There. Next thing I want to do is put some cute little dots on here so that 1, 2, 3. Put these guys on here. Like so. Okay. And then I want to take and stamp just a note on this. In Secret Seed. I want it to go like that, hanging off the purse, so I need to put it that direction. Just a note. And I have ink on my fingers again. Just like that. Just like that. Happened so quick. So I'll grab another piece of string. I'm going to tie it on the purse. Ugh. Get in there. Looks like I have a little sequence there too. I think that sequence wanted to be a part of the card. That's why it jumped off my thing, huh? It's kind of funny. Okay. There we go. Just a note. And that card is done. Okay, so now let me move my stuff aside. I'll have to clean this up later. Cap my glue, because if it stays uncapped, it won't work all the time. And here's, isn't this pretty sequence? Maybe it needs to be on there. That's, you know, I'm just gonna have to put it on there because it's just sitting there. It goes good with the card. That was in one of my shaker cards. Oh, I like that. Well, I better put the other one on here because you can't just do one. Maybe I'll put it right there if that looks kind of naked right there. So we'll put that right here. Add that to the whole thing. There we go. It had to be there, I guess. That's okay. I don't mind putting extra on. I love bling, you know me. I'm okay with that. Put those over there. And now let's stamp the inside. So what I want to do here is I'm going to grab my Secret C out again. Or do I want to? You know, I think I'm going to do it in the Daffodil Delight this time. Just going to throw it all off, right? So I'm going to open my card. I'm going to stamp right across the bottom, Daffodil Delight, because I think it's cute. Okay. Get my white. Right there, clean that up. So that's the inside of that card. But I want to put on here, thank you for your constant friendship and lasting listening ear. Sorry about that. Just a note, okay? And I don't know, I think this will be okay inside. So I will stamp it on the inside, right here. So there you go. That's that card. Now this one, the inside, I think I'm gonna go with the Secret C. And I'm going to stamp on there. Good friends are hard to find, and And I'm so glad we found each other. So that's going to go on the inside. I think I'm going to do the secret C for this one, definitely. When I do my cards, I've been noticing that I have not been stamping the inside with you. I do it later, and I need to get back into doing it with you so that you can see what's going on. Clean off my yellow ink, my Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to, nope, not that one. I want to go this one. Do this right across the bottom. So I'll grab my card, open it up, and do that. And put that there, and that's done. Clean up my mess. Then grab my envelopes, which are right here. I'm getting better about putting them right here where I see them. Makes it much easier. So I'm going to grab my envelopes, and I want to stamp across the bottom. Cute little border. It's that one. And I'll do this one. Okay, and then I'll do the back flap. There's a back flap, and we'll do the back flap of this one. There we go. And then I'm going to stamp on here just a note, which is right here. Right there, just a note. And then same thing over here. And I have ink on my finger. I felt it touch my fingers. See? Just a note, and I got it right there. But that's okay. It's still in the envelope, and it's not that obvious. Not everybody's perfect, right? They're handmade cards. Okay, so that is the cards. Let me clean up my mess really quick, and I'll show them to you. So I know I got ink on here. I did not get my scratch paper out. I was excited to remember to do the envelopes and just did not get the paper out. Okay, so I'll set that right there to cover up the water. So here's the envelopes, front and back. Here's the second card, just a note. And I used pieces from the kit. And then here's the other one. And they both turned out really good. I love, oh, you know what? I should put Wink Estelle on this one too. Looks really good on that one. So I'll add Wink Estelle on all the flowers here. That will make them look really pretty. There. So see the Wink Estelle? Hopefully you can. I think I see it. You see the Wink Estelle on these flowers too. And the extra bling. So thank you for watching my video. Have a great evening. And don't forget to like and share my video if you can. I would love that. Thank you. Bye.